Life, Works, and Writings of Rizal. Rizal is the national hero of the Philippines. His full name is Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Villalonga. He was born on June 19, 1861 in Calamba and died on December 30, 1896 in Manila. His father is Francisco Mercado and his mother is Teodora Alonso. The first teacher of Rizal was his mother. He learned the alphabet and the prayers at the age of 3. The private tutor of Rizal was Maestro Celestino, Maestro Lucas, and Leon Monroy. Rizal is a brilliant student who became proficient in multiple languages. Rizal studied medicine in Manila. In 1882, he traveled Spain to complete his medical degree. While in Europe, Jose Rizal became part of the propaganda movement, connecting to the other Filipinos who wanted reform. He also wrote his first novel, No Me Tangere, or Touch Me Not, a work that detailed the dark aspects of Spain's colonial rule in the Philippines, with particular focus on the role of Catholic friars. The book was banned in the Philippines, though copies were smuggled in. Because of this novel, Rizal's return to the Philippines in 1887 was cut short when he was targeted by police. Rizal had been very vocal against the Spanish government, but in a peaceful and progressive manner. For him, the pen was mightier than the sword. While in Barcelona, Rizal contributed essays, poems, allegories, and editorials to the Spanish newspaper La Solidaridad. Most of his writings, both in his essays and editorials, centered on individual rights and freedom, specifically for the Filipino people. As part of his reforms, he even called for the inclusion of the Philippines to become a province of Spain. But among his best works, two novels stood out from the rest: the No Me Tangere, or Touch Me Not, and El Filibusterismo, The Reign of the Greed. In both novels, Rizal harshly criticized the Spanish colonial rule in the country and exposed the ills of the Philippine society at that time. And because he wrote about the injustices and brutalities of the Spaniards in the country, the authorities banned Filipinos from reading the controversial books. Yet they were not able to ban it completely. As more Filipinos read the books, their eyes opened the truth that they were suffering unspeakable abuses at the hands of the friars. Upon his return to the Philippines, Rizal formed a progressive organization called La Liga Filipina. This civic movement advocated social reforms through legal means. Now Rizal was considered even more a threat by the Spanish authorities, alongside his novels and essays, which ultimately led to his exile in Dapitan in northern Mindanao. Rizal was charged with sedition, conspiracy, and rebellion, and therefore sentenced to death by a firing squad. Days before his execution, Rizal bid farewell to his motherland and countrymen through one of his final letters, entitled Mi Ultimo Adios, or My Last Farewell. Dr. Jose Rizal was executed on the morning of December 30, 1896, in what was then called Bagong Bayan, now referred to as Luneta. Upon hearing the command to shoot him, he faced the squad and uttered, in his final breath, Consummatum est, or it is finished. The life of Jose Rizal was a truly inspiring story. I admire what Jose Rizal did in helping and gaining the liberty and freedom of our country. What he did was heroic because he fought for freedom in a silent but powerful way. He did the very effective tactic in inspiring and educating his fellow Filipinos. His writings were very powerful that had opened the eyes of millions of Filipinos in that time.